Buenos dias and good morning to you, Senor, Senora, and Senorita. This message comes to you from the heart of Dawn. I trust it will be inspiring for you, to say the least. What I'm talking about now is those that are coming to forward after having taken the transformation, the I Am Divinity transformation, to use their gifts to assist in the awakening of humanity. Yeah, the awakening of humanity, to shift humanity's consciousness from its existing 210 to 700 by December 31st, 2021. Yes, the end of this year. And so, just some of them that are they're just naturally happening. Like Jamie, we figured out on Saturday, as Carl and Jamie and I went, with Bianca coming with us for a ride, the roles that we played. So I am the holder of the container and the transformer of the I Am Divinity for humanity. I have the vision, I'm not budging. Don't give a damn what anybody says or whether it's impossible or none of those things. None of that has any effect on me. So I'm the holder of the vision and also the deliverer of the transformation process. And Jamie is a connector, an amazing connector, and he's bringing in key people like influencers, major influencers. I worked with a couple last Sunday as a direct result of Jamie. I worked with a couple on Tuesday as a direct result of Jamie. And that's just off the top of my head. And there's one coming in on Friday. Hi, Soul. So nice to always see you here. And hi, Emil. Great to have you back. Strongly suggest you check out yesterday's video, Emil. Anyway, and Carl is the financer. He's the one to hold this financial container and to have this continuous flow so that we can continue with the I Am Divinity on demand program. On demand program, so that it can't be stopped because people can't afford it. Yeah, so those three, but Soul with her daily messages, what a beautiful gift she has become in sharing her daily journey for others to see how, first of all, how easy it can be, how transformative it is, and how amazing the staggering results are for her personally as a person, but her children and her career and her health and all of that. Yeah, just amazing. And then we have Harry with his gifts on the other side, like seeing visions and getting messages and sending them to me and telling me this and telling me that. That each one in their divinity, in their I Am Divinity, have these gifts that they've tapped into that they had all along, but they needed to be at that higher vibration to access them. Now I know I'll probably miss some. I don't have a pen and paper to write these down, and I'm down on the beach, as you can see, and I'll see what I can, do what I can to recall each one. And so those are key ones. And you know, it's Ms. Sood has been a tremendous help in the structuring of the digital work that we had, that took it to we were able to take it to someone else, to take it to another level. That was Ms. Sood. And Manuel with his completely curative cancer, when he was told on a Tuesday morning that the chances of him surviving was minimal, that the best he could hope for is that he'd have to wear a bag the rest of his life and he'd never have children. Well, guess what? He doesn't have a bag, and him and his beautiful wife are pregnant, and he doesn't have any cancer. Oh yeah, and the other one was, there's a high chance that you'll not survive the operation. Isn't that crazy? and then we have Giancarlo, who has so generously offered his studio twice a week, Saturdays and Sundays, and to be an interpreter for the Spanish version on Saturday. And then we have Lisbeth. She's just a natural connector, and she has been able to connect with the Spanish population. What a beautiful soul she is. And these are all going to start coming in major ways. There's just too much out there. There's too much proof for the ego to convince someone that that it doesn't work. Yes. And so I know I'm missing some right now, but those are some of the ones off the top of my head that are so instrumental in us moving forward here. Yes. And so, anyway, I just wanted to say, oh gosh, yes. And then 2 that signed. Now, here's how it works. Having a transformation is one thing. Holding it is another. But it's the third one that you really tap into your superhero powers. Your superhero powers. And it's those superhero powers that people are able to do the magical and the miraculous and the impossible. Because they're not from this dimension. Your superhero powers are not from this dimension. And it is like the superheroes you see on TV. Just different forms. It is. And so yesterday, I worked with a couple in Dallas that I'd mentioned in an earlier video. And they are so, like, Don, we're in. What do we have to do to be a part of this? And you see, he works with thousands upon thousands all over the world. Hello, Tim, my buddy. And yes, thank you, Tim, for coming on. My goodness, I'll come back to you in a sec. So here's Mark and Aurora, and the beauty of what they bring to the table. They are going to bring flocks and flocks of people and influencers. That's their role. And then Tim with his beautiful music. Yes, his beautiful music that speaks to the soul, that bypasses the intellect, and it creates that transformation, the subtle one, that they get the message and they start showing up. Yeah, it's beautiful. And another one that's on the verge is Steven, and he's another musician like Tim in a different genre, I believe. And I just see these superheroes. I just see them like before I just know who they are. Yeah, I get a little frustrated when I know who they are and what they have, and yet they do all these sidetracks and everything. But listen, this team is coming together so nicely. Everybody just naturally doing what they're naturally capable of doing, only in their superhero powers and in their light and in their I am divinity. It's just natural. So yes, like Jamie said, you know, it was the year this month, and I think it's next week. It's a year that he flew from Cabo. He called me on the phone and he said, "Can I come?" I said yes. And so he got off the phone, called me back in a half an hour and said, "I'll be in," this was on Friday, "I'll be in Vancouver at noon on Sunday. When can we meet?" I said, "We will meet at 1 o'clock at Whole Foods, and we'll be doing the program at 1:30. And by 4 o'clock, he was transformed. Yeah, that was a year ago. And we were just adding it up. It was a year that this is starting to flow, starting to come. Clients are coming for the donation one and the one-on-ones, because right now it's the one-on-ones. Like Carl, I work with him for over 70 hours, 70 plus hours to get him where he's at now. But the financial benefits are staggering that are about to unfold. Yes. An example, like Jamie and I and Carl went on Saturday to see the I Am Divinity. Let's just call it center. Let's just call it the satellite center for the moment. I haven't got the word picked out yet. And it was a complete mess, the way it's all set up, and no one could purchase it. And Carl says, I know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and our financiers will be here next week. Like, how amazing is that? Okay, how amazing is that? Okay, that's what I am talking about. These superhero powers that each of you have. I don't care if you don't hear this for another 10 years, you still have those superhero powers. And Carl's saying, I know how to do this. Let's do it, Don. This is yours. This is your center. Yeah. And I intuitively knew that. And that's why I put so many hours into that man. Trying to find the combination to his narcissism, to get around it in a way that it wasn't in control. Yeah. And Jamie that took, well, from this time last year to January 22nd to get him on track with his clearing up his narcissism. Yeah. So some of these aren't easy, but the souls and the Tims make up for it. Yeah, the souls and the Tims. So there's lots to do. There's lots of excitement happening, and it is happening. It is happening in a big way, and it's becoming more and more effortless. Yes, like Carl's saying, not only do I know how to purchase it, the funds are going to be here to purchase it, and I know how to exactly what we need to have the picture exactly the way you want it to be, Don. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time, it's the most beautiful setting on the planet. And Jamie found out it's the closest point to Lemuria. Imagine that. Imagine that. So anyway, there you have it. These beautiful groups of superheroes, the group of superheroes that are coming on board, that are ecstatic. They're fed up with the person development programs, and they like the guy that on Friday called me, and he said, I want to be coached, I want advice, and I want change. And I said, sorry man, you can't get any of that here. I don't do any of that. You got the wrong number. That's the traditional model. And I'm not ripping it apart. I'm just talking about the evolution. This is an evolution from those intellectual-based programs, the affirmations and all of that. And that's what these superheroes are doing. They're bringing them together, and they come in and they tap into these powers. Oh my God! I just had this one. I just have to tell you. I don't know what in the hell time this is, but it doesn't matter. But like a year and a half ago, I worked with this family, and Daniela is one of the beautiful gifts. She keeps sending me. She's another superhero. They keep sending me these people, like this doctor that I work with on Friday to get her ready, Saturday I mean, to get her ready for her test today. Okay? And that came through Daniela. But Daniela, when they did the program as a family, it was her and her husband and the two children. They were 10 and 12. And after we did phase 1, we went back to phase 2, and the young girl, Gigi, wasn't there. And we waited. And finally she came in, and Daniela said, where were you? And she said, Well, Mom, I was in the bathroom, and I had a throbbing headache. I had a really, really sore throat. It was really bothering me, a very upset stomach. And then she said, and I realized that it was me that created all of them, and in 5 seconds, Mom, they were all gone. Now think about that as a superhero. 10 years of age. 10 years of age. Or the 5-year-old was Rubinstein-Tabby syndrome. They could only say 3 words and a 5-second attention span. And within 10 days, he knew the alphabet. He knew the alphabet, and he sat with his mom as though he did phase 2 for 2 hours and 20 minutes and never budged. He did that. 5 years old. That's the power we have. And it's sitting there, lying there, begging us to step into it. And here's your opportunity. And you can be a part of this vision as you do it. So, I probably missed some, and I apologize for those that I have, but I'm glad I remembered so many that I did. So have yourself a magnificent, magical day, and get ready for your transformation. In Spanish, it's on Saturday at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, and if it's in English, it's in Sunday at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And you can have what the Souls and the Tims and the Jamies and the whatevers. Yes, many of them are mixed in that are one-on-ones, and the others are in groups. But Souls, all you have to do is look at hers. My God, amazing. Okay? That's the example of you can have those kind of results by Sunday afternoon. Yes, you have to watch 3 videos, and I highly recommend that whichever one you pick, you listen to the one yesterday and the one Saturday. They are the most transformative for you, getting you ready for the actual transformation. So there you have it. And the other thing is, if you know someone that's terminally ill and would really like them to find an alternative route, this could possibly be it. So send them to Facebook. They'll be able to reach out to me there. Have yourself a magically powerful day. I am Don. And this message comes from the heart of Don as we create a dawning of humanity.